So today we're going to look a little bit closer at the idea of doing digital panhandling. And Sarasota Tim has certainly been doing a lot of digital panhandling, an uptick in digital panhandling since the 23rd of September. And I have picked out some clips, and so we're going to hear a little bit because I always find it very interesting. And yes, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. I did want to thank all these very generous super thanks from David, from Chuck, and from Gina, and for all of you who are part of the Good Life community, who take the time to watch, comment, like, subscribe. All of this stuff is really helpful. Hopefully, I try to show that the things that I do with the money that I make from my channel really do get invested back in this channel in the hopes that I present better content, either with having streaming services like this one, using editing services to make the content a little bit sharper and a little bit more fun, just trying to actually add a little more value as I talk about different types of people who we will see using the YouTube platform and trying to convince others that they are really adding value to the day. In reality, they are, in my opinion, digitally panhandling. But I am gonna panhandle digitally at the moment and ask for some like, comments, subscribes if you do happen to like this type of content. Obviously, we got my statement here from my attorney, just reminding Tim that everything that I do is under fair use and for educational purposes only. Obviously, we're gonna bring in, at least on the sidelines, because I think he just is an emblem for this entire video, that is Judge Joe Mathis and his infamous indication of what is a dry bag. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a head cold today, so I do apologize if I sound stuffy as well. And then obviously our great friend Sarasota Tim. So anyway, let me take this off the screen so we got a little bit more room. Let me bring over Tim here to the center. We're going to make us real small over here, make Tim the star of the episode. And let's just listen to some of the examples. We got quite a few, so I'm going to make this quick. And we're just going to listen to how Tim is talking about buying a Honda Goldwing motorcycle that's worth $28,000 and upgrading on a new iPhone, and at the same time kind of digitally panhandling his glazing subscribers.
Where people that have been watching me for a long time have found themselves unsubscribed and have resubscribed. So there's nothing I can do about it but ask for your help to either check your subscription that you are following and that you do give the videos a thumbs up so that I can get back into that strong algorithm that YouTube will put these videos forward and other people will enjoy them, and then they will subscribe, other than just by chance getting discovered. You can also share a video. Each one of you can share one of my videos that you like with one friend, and that will also help. But I've been thinking about that a lot, and I really would like to get to the 100,000. I see some of these YouTubers talking.
I don't think that's important when you're trying to build a actually viable channel on YouTube or build a community. I have a suspicion that, and we know this, that Sarasota Tim has seen that YouTube could potentially become his side hustle income while he was in retirement, but with really low effort content. I think there was a moment where that was very popular. I don't know what's going on at the moment with YouTube. Nobody does.
That little plaque that YouTube gives you, it's a very good feeling of accomplishment of something that I've done in my retirement part of my life. It's not a big goal. Lots of people get there. It's not tough with your help, but please give it a thumbs up. Consider sharing a video with somebody.
Well, I think you have to try to add some fun and some value to your content, Tim. I'm hoping to introduce some new, interesting digital panhandlers or people shilling out some really bad health information, which is what I generally focus on since I am a registered nurse, trained to be a nurse educator. Yes, there's my credentials. But yeah, Tim, I think the days of just hitting the algorithm lottery may be over. Your channel, unfortunately, seems to be dying. Not that my channel's huge, okay? But I'm still a fairly new channel trying to find my footing, and obviously I make commentary, and I don't want to just make commentary about Tim.
And checking your own subscription. And if you're coming across, I meet a lot of people every day that I tell about the channel, or if you have been discovering my videos through hashtags of Smoky Mountains, Social Security, or whatever, and you've looked at other content of mine, please consider subscribing. So I'm going to end this one. I've got
what half of the time, Tim, does this have to do with Social Security? I just, you're always in the same setting of this just RV. I mean, not that I don't have the kitchen behind me. But, this is my kitchen commentary. All right, Tim, let's get to your next one because my audience likes me to be fast. All right, so we're going to share this tab instead. This is the same day, and it's obviously really on Tim's mind because this was again the 23rd of September, and he was obviously bringing some high-value content to his subscribers by being out of town in Pigeon Forge. I think that's where he was, but yet still at a Walmart. Oh, goodness.
So thanks for watching all the videos. I see the subscribers went back up. Make sure you give these videos a thumbs up. You're really helping me out. Check out the links in the description of the videos in the back. I haven't put my links in these current videos. I was just trying to get them up. But my links are on the front page of my YouTube channel. If you would like to support the channel through like the Amazon link. If you're an Amazon shopper, come on now. I got to ask because
we always want to preface that if you are an Amazon shopper, then you have to be aware that when you are looking at when Tim is seeing what was purchased, he couldn't see what you bought for a certain amount of time. So if it's something you do not want Sarasota Tim to know that you are buying, then I wouldn't suggest doing that. Okay.
People won't know about that. There's also Buy Me a Coffee if you'd like to help support the channel. Crush it!
Yes, and that's exactly where I got my idea to do Buy Me a Coffee too, was because of the fact that Sarasota Tim had a Buy Me a Coffee. So if you want to support my Buy Me a Coffee, I should get Luke to link my Buy Me a Coffee QR code up here, and you can scan it automatically into your phone. Be real tech, Timmy, and help support my rescue dogs. Roscoe tears up a toy a day. He really does. Okay, let's see the next one. We're going to share this tab instead. This is Timmy again, just a couple of days later. He is, I probably like the 24th or something of September. He's at McDonald's and he wants to give shout out to somebody, because we know that Tim loves to pay it forward.
Thank you, Vince. You bought for everybody. And then go over here and have our breakfast and get this one going while I've got 5G.
And it just always makes me wonder. I mean, you as an individual have a right to do whatever you want with your money. Just like the people who support my channel and give me super thanks for my content, they have a right to give me tips too. And so my question is that Tim is my channel really, like I said, I do a lot of supporting of businesses, attorneys, editors, graphic designers. I've obviously have used the channel to raise money for charity. I have obviously the dogs are my pleasure, but obviously I do tend to try to highlight adopting dogs and working with like dogs that nobody wants from the pound. And so I really do appreciate that additional support. Obviously, I do have a good profession, and the channel, I hope, is always trying to grow and become something that's more interesting for my viewers. That's always my hope. Tim over here, though, is a poorly planned individual who somehow had a $58,400 EIDL loan that made 0 sense because he had no business that was actually running at the time. He had long closed his business down, yet he took out a very large loan, something that would indicate that he was making double that amount, so over $100,000 a year in his business in order to obtain such a large amount. So that was kind of wild. And yeah, that's Tim. What can I say? Okay, let's get over to this tab over here. We got Tim over here. Once again, he's talking about whether or not he's going to buy a new or used Honda Goldwing Tour, but somebody who was poorly planned in retirement, wants you to support him in retirement. This is a side hustle, but he does no value really to his content. It's just him telling you how awesome he is in 5 or 6 videos a day. It's just wild in my opinion.
It's so thin, and when you use it, it's sharp. It's sharp. And a good one, I got that is such good coffee. Thanks to Rick and Connie and Police Don and Bob and Kate. I'm all stocked up. And again, Vince, thank you so much for your generosity on the Buy Me a Coffee support. He says, it looks like you're having a good time up there. There's a little bit of gas money for you. And,
gas money? The man is talking about getting a $28,000 motorbike, but yet on the other hand, he is asking his subscribers to support his travel. do you not understand that Tim has everything monetized down to his crushing it for Christ videos? And he is not only talking about the fact that he needs to cut corners with his money, he then talks about needing to buy a new wardrobe. So it just, like I said, everybody has the right to do whatever they want. If Tim's pity marketing and is something that you are vibing with, go ahead, send him all the donations you want. If you feel that he mentions you and it gives you the warm fuzzies, go ahead, do it. If you feel that there are so many commentary channels that just don't want to say anything nice about Tim, haters like myself, and it makes you feel more warm and fuzzy to donate to somebody who, in my opinion, was able to get very large sums of money during a crisis and really took advantage of it when he really should not have. And I've got videos and I'll link them in order for you to take a look.
Those are just, look, folks, I'm not a poor person, all right? Every YouTuber has a support link. And people that...
Well, then if you're not a poor person, Tim, and your content is so low quality and you don't do it to support any businesses locally, because you're only in the like Walmarts and Wawas and Love's Truck Stops and Buc-ee's and all these big places, we rarely see you supporting a small business. You certainly have never tried to do anything to improve your content editorial wise. It's not like you've learned anything. Oh, jeez. If you want to... I get it. I have these things too. I'm not saying I don't, but I think that Tim is using his to actually try to substitute what he should have done for somebody who took early retirement. This man didn't even work. He worked a few hours a week, couple of hours a week, couple of hours a day, And this is the guy you feel like so aligned with. I find it, the pity marketing is huge on this one. The digital panhandling is enormous.
On a tip jar, they like the content. Don't think that I got so much money that I can go tour all around the world forever. So every time that someone buys me a coffee, or I can spend it on somebody else, or I can put a few gallons of gas in my truck, or I can buy groceries, or the money goes somewhere to help pay for my camping costs for the cause. Support is needed. Social Security, it's great, it's free, it comes in, but guess what? I have to support it. I have to, what's the word? To supplement. I have to supplement it. And so your supplemental gifts, even if it's just using my Amazon link where I get a commission from Jeff Bezos, every month it gets deposited.
None of this is your viewer's responsibility. If you do want to give, like I said, everyone has the right, but seriously, Tim, it's none of these folks' responsibility. And you can't be talking about getting a $28,000 motorbike. You just don't seem to understand the dichotomy between the two. And then you're sitting here doing your digital panhandling. Absolutely wild. I'm going to make sure I do mine. just to be like, I do it almost just because it's so, just outrageous with Tim. I might as well.
In my bank account, all goes out to the cause. So
what's
just
the cause?
And everybody has one. Let's get going, man. I got my long-legged pants on today.
Yeah, and he talked about wanting to get some other pants and all sorts of other stuff, Okay, he keeps going. I mean, this stuff does not stop, guys. Hold on. I'm going to share this one instead. All right, keep going, Tim.
I know, and I'll end this video. What I did notice about the people buying the Honda Goldwing motorcycle was a lot of them try to make videos on YouTube to share their experience, maybe even make money and all that. A lot of them are monetized. You know what they all have in common? They got money. They got a big, beautiful garage they're making their video from. They have another motorcycle over here on the side. They got a brand new Tesla or a Mercedes. The garage looks like it's a museum. Everything is in order. It's all motorcycle stuff, toolboxes off the floor on wheels.
Tim, you have said so many times that you don't want to have a house and all these payments, but you're saying that there's, if you've listened to his content, his iPhone content has been all about the fact that he wants to have his views, I think, increase because he thinks he's Tech Timmy out here, but he can't even use the iMovie on the computer. He's got this desire to get this Honda Goldwing. I mean, that money that he has, obviously, from the Honda is just like burning a hole. And I would suggest, Tim, if you're finding that your views are not the same, and there's been some interesting things happening with YouTube. August the 10th seems to be this date from this year of when things kind of changed. And so I would in my recommendation, this is not financial advice, I would hold on to whatever you have, put it into some interest-bearing accounts, and not just spend it on another vehicle and lose money, because you tried to convince people that you made money off of the Honda. But I've clearly showed in videos where I talked about you selling the Honda, how you lost thousands, over $10,000 easily in the first year.
Helmets hanging up, 6-8 helmets, riding gear hanging in the garage, leathers and different types of season. Again, how much money and how much they into this motorcycling? I always had one where I just park it outside. I had a riding jacket and some boots and gloves, Well, I mentioned earlier in the video, I did have a lot of stuff, but it all fit in the bike. I had this warm riding gear that's called Gerbings.
Anything that didn't fit into your bike, Tim, were your children. Okay, last one from Tim, guys. Let's finish him out. He's got a couple of on this one instead. Oh my goodness, he just keeps going. This is from a couple of days ago, probably. I think it was. All right, let's go, Tim.
Finally went to a bigger trunk. God, boring conversation. I got to figure out something else to talk about. You're gonna trail off. Anyway, I'm just obsessed with I like watching the videos of them riding them. And I'll tell you what, if I ever got one, I wouldn't make a video riding. I mean, maybe one, but all these videos out there they got a camera right here on their face, on their chin of their full face helmet. And you look through the windshield and you see the road, and they talk. They just love to gab like I do. And they're just showing the road. I don't want to see no road. Get off that motorcycle and walk around it and talk about it, and make sure you're back far enough where we can see every angle, and just keep going.
See, Tim is thinking he's going to start losing his audience if he continues with the conversations around the motorbike, but he don't care. It's Tim. All right, a little bit on. I think it's actually, it's not that far. I think it's 11 minutes. 11 minutes in. He talks about something else. Let's hear. And then we'll finish it out.
And I don't have any regrets of how I live my life. And I can get one if I want one. I can get anyone I want, even if it means just making payments. But that goes against everything I believe in, payments and all that. But if I were to get one that doesn't have the automatic transmission, I'd end up owning that thing forever. I don't think I could ever give it away at any price. If I did, I would have taken such a bath on it. And that's the only ones that are actually available, it seems like, that are still new.
Okay, so Tim seems to be out of town, guys, and doing his thing. But doing his thing means still bringing us content from Walmart, still asking his subscribers to support his retirement, still talking about wanting to buy very expensive vehicles, and somehow, though, I don't think he understands how that seems. Like, you're asking on one hand your subscribers to do all the support and buy you gas. It's not cheap, bringing this content to them. And then you talk about how great your life is. It just, how much do we as viewers, as audience members, how much are we responsible for supporting an individual creator and influencer, their lifestyle? I don't know. Let's bring up Judge Joe Mathis and see what he has to say about it. Can you let me know what you have to say, Judge Joe?
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Yeah, we know what that is. Thank you, Judge. We do know what that is. And I'm going to dry beg for everybody who got this far in my video. Make sure that you leave a dollar sign, not a dollar, or a dollar bill, or something involving money. It could be money bags, just money. Just to make sure that you leave me money. Make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do want to see more of our favorite digital panhandlers, just let me know. We will do that. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye.